When you hear the word minimalism, what comes to mind? Maybe a modern, stylish space with white walls and clean lines. But Japanese minimalism is different. Unlike Western minimalism, which often focuses on reducing excess and emphasizing function, Japanese minimalism embraces imperfection, nature, and the space between things. It is not just about simplicity, it is a way of seeing the world. In this video, we will explore the essence of Japanese minimalism, its origins, what makes it unique, and how it shapes everything from architecture to art and daily life. To truly understand Japanese minimalism, we need to look beyond design and explore its deeper roots. Japanese minimalism is not just a style. It is shaped by centuries of philosophy, art, and a way of life that values simplicity, balance, and a deep connection with nature. One of the biggest influences on Japanese minimalism is Zen Buddhism, a philosophy that emphasizes simplicity, mindfulness, and the power of emptiness. In Zen, emptiness isn't just the absence of things. It is a space that allows for clarity, focus, and meaning. It encourages us to strip away distractions, quiet the mind, and fully appreciate what remains. This idea is best expressed in the concept of ku, often translated as emptiness. But in Japanese thought, emptiness isn't a void or a lack of something. Instead, it is an open, boundless space full of possibility. We can see this in traditional Japanese tatami rooms. At first glance, the room may seem empty. Just a wooden floor, sliding shoji doors, and soft natural light. But this emptiness is intentional. The space is not fixed, it adapts to the moment. A tatami room can be a living space during the day, a place for tea, or a sleeping area at night. Its openness allows for flexibility. This is the essence of ku, emptiness that creates potential. Another key concept is mu, which means nothingness or letting go. While ku is about open space, mu is about removing what is unnecessary. It teaches us that by letting go of excess, we free ourselves from distraction and find clarity. This is why Japanese rock gardens are so simple. Instead of filling the space with flowers and decorations, they use only a few rocks, sand, and empty space. The absence of excess draws attention to each element, allowing the mind to slow down, focus, and find stillness in the simplicity. Together, ku and mu shape Japanese minimalism. They remind us that less is not absence, it is space for meaning. Japanese minimalism is not just about how things look. It is a way of seeing, living, and experiencing the world. It embraces simplicity, stillness, and deep awareness of the present moment. But ku and mu are not the only ideas that define Japanese minimalism. They exist alongside other important concepts like ma, the space between things, and Wabi-Sabi, the appreciation of imperfection and impermanence. These ideas all work together, shaping a way of living that values simplicity, depth, and harmony with nature. If you would like to explore ma and Wabi-Sabi in more detail, we have covered them in a previous video. Check the link in the description to learn more. Understanding the philosophy is one thing, but how does Japanese minimalism actually shape everyday life? One of the best ways to see Japanese minimalism in action is through its architecture and interior design. Rather than simply reducing clutter, it emphasizes openness, balance, and the idea that space itself has meaning. Every detail is intentional. The choice of materials, the arrangement of elements, and even the empty spaces all work together to create a sense of harmony and stillness. But despite its simplicity, Japanese minimalism never feels empty or cold. Instead, It has a quiet warmth that makes the space feel inviting and alive. So what gives it that unique character? One of the key reasons is its use of natural materials, which bring warmth, simplicity, and a deep connection to nature. Instead of artificial materials, wood, paper, and tatami are commonly used, giving these spaces an organic and timeless feel. Wood is used for floors, walls, and structural elements, often in light tones like cedar or cypress, which enhance the feeling of openness. Shoji sliding doors, made of wooden frames and translucent paper, allow soft, diffused light to enter, creating a peaceful atmosphere. Tatami mats, woven from rush grass, add texture and carry a subtle, earthy scent that strengthens the connection to nature. But these materials are not just chosen for their beauty. They are valued for their ability to age gracefully and blend naturally into their surroundings. Their organic textures and muted tones create the calm and balanced atmosphere that defines Japanese minimalist spaces. But Japanese minimalism is not just about architecture and interior design. It also extends into art. This philosophy is reflected in traditional crafts like ceramics, lacquerware, and kintsugi, where simplicity and natural beauty take priority. A simple tea bowl may have an uneven shape or a rough texture, but its beauty lies in its imperfection. Instead of relying on flashy decorations, these objects encourage the user to appreciate the material, the form, and the experience of holding them. However, minimalism in Japanese art is not limited to traditional forms. In the late 1960s, a movement called mono-ha, or the school of things, emerged in contemporary art. Unlike Western minimalism, which often focuses on geometric shapes, industrial precision, and repetition, mono-ha was less concerned with form and more focused on the raw state of materials and their relationship with space. Mono-ha artists rejected commercialism and questioned modern industrialization. They worked with ordinary and organic materials, drawing inspiration from Zen philosophy and its emphasis on emptiness and impermanence. Rather than imposing meaning, they sought to let materials exist as they are, encouraging viewers to engage with them on a deeper, more contemplative level. Instead of perfection and control, mono-ha embraced imperfection, transience, and the subtle tension between objects and emptiness. This approach reflects a distinctly Japanese interpretation of minimalism. Beyond art, the principles of Japanese minimalism are deeply woven into everyday life. It is not just a visual style, but a way of thinking, shaping how people live, the objects they choose, and the spaces they create. In Japan, the term danshari was coined by author Hideko Yamashita. More than just decluttering, danshari is about making intentional choices, keeping only what is truly necessary and meaningful to create a space that reflects personal values. Yamashita explains that danshari is about listening to your inner voice. Instead of holding on to things out of habit or obligation, she encourages people to ask themselves, how do I truly want to use this item? Do I really need to keep it? Rather than following external pressures, danshari encourages mindful choices based on personal values, creating a way of living that feels authentic. She also notes that when you break free from clutter and your space becomes more organized, your natural sense of aesthetics awakens. Decluttering is not just about tidying up. It is about envisioning the space you truly want to live in and creating it with intention. Japanese minimalism is not about restriction. It is about freedom. By removing what is unnecessary, we make space for what truly matters. Whether in architecture, art, or daily life, This philosophy teaches that simplicity is not emptiness. It is an invitation to live with greater awareness, presence, and appreciation. Perhaps that is why Japanese minimalism continues to inspire people around the world. It is not just a design trend, but a way of seeing and experiencing life itself. What about you? How do you define minimalism in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.